This is Pokling 888 Telemetrading Daily Market Research and Data Analysis. Here are the top 10 most active companies in the Philippine Stock Exchange in terms of volume. Led by Solar Philippines Nueva Ecija, traded 321.23 million at a price of 1.33 per share. Followed by the Keepers Holdings with 13.71 million at a price of 1 peso and 25 cents per share. Next, the Metro Pacific Investment with 13.12 million at a price of 3.9. Next, the Apex Mining with 11.91 million at a price of 1.66. Next, the 8990 Holdings traded 10.80 million at a price of 11 pesos and 78 cents. Next, the All Day Marts closed at a price of 58 cents per share and traded 30.51 million. Next, the AC Energy Philippines with 25.88 million at a price of 9.15. Next, the Monde Nissin with 15.71 million at a price of 15 pesos and 68 cents per share. Followed by the Ayala Land with 11.47 million at a price of 34 pesos and 45 cents per share. And the Pure Gold Price Club closed at a price of 36 pesos per share and traded 8.90 million. And here are the notable gainers, led by the STI Education Systems with 7.94%, followed by the Euromed with 6.38% gains. Next, the Integrated Microelectronics with 6.19%, followed by the Keepers Holdings with 5.93%. Next, the GMA Holdings with gains of 5.62%. Next, the Philippine 7 with 5.23%, followed by the Manila Broadcasting Company with gains of 5%. Next, the Artholand with 4.92%, followed by the Concepcion Industrial with gains of 4.49%, and the Araneta Properties with 4.17% among others. And the top losers companies led by the ACE Annexor with losses of 19.87%, followed by the Coal Asia with 7.02%. Next, the Lepanto Consolidated B with losses of 5.22%. Next, the AC Energy with 5.08% losses, followed by the Lepanto Consolidated with 5.04%. Next, the Converge Information lost 4.69%. Also, the Discovery World with losses of 4.37%, followed by the Global Estate with 4.17%. Next, the Apollo Global with losses of 4.11%, and the Prime Media with 3.88% losses among others. And here are the updates on Forex. For US dollar, the dollar index headed near the 96 level on Tuesday, while the offshore yuan firmed up around 6.377 per US dollar, while the Australian dollar jumped toward 0.72 US dollar. Then the Japanese yen hovered around 115.2 per dollar. The New Zealand dollar hovered below 0.679 per US dollar. The British pound increased to a 9-week high of 1.36, and the euro changed hands at 1.13 US dollar. And here are the updates on commodities. For gold price, the gold edged higher to trade above 1,800 US dollars on Tuesday, while the crude futures rose more than 1% to above 79 US dollars per barrel. The Brent crude futures rose more than 1% also to above 81.5 US dollars per barrel, and the natural gas futures traded around 4 US dollars per million British thermal units. And here are the stock market updates. In US, the US futures were higher on Tuesday, with contracts on the Dow Jones rising more than 100 points, while both the S&P and the Nasdaq added around 0.5% each, led by a rebound in tech shares as treasury yields stabilized. While in New Zealand, the NZS 50 index lost 0.47% to close at 12,832 on Tuesday, falling for a fourth straight session as stocks in New Zealand came under pressure from rising bond yields. The benchmark 10-year bond yield in New Zealand jumped to 2.54% this week, tracking a steady rise in US Treasury yields as traders braced for a more aggressive monetary tightening by the US Federal Reserve. Nearly all sectors of the market declined, with notable losses from Circle, 4.46%, Vista with 3.54%, Contact Energy with 2.85% losses, Argosy Property with 2.83%, and Kathmandu with 2.74% losses. Meanwhile, stocks that were able to resist the sell-off include restaurant brands, New Zealand 2.46%, EBOS with 1.48%, Fonterra shareholders with 1.37%, Tourism Holdings with 1.36%, and Auckland Airport with 1.18%. While in Australia, the S&P or ASX 200 index fell 0.6% to 7,400 on Tuesday, with retailers, consumer, and financial stocks leading the market lower as an Omicron-driven surge in domestic COVID cases weighed on investor sentiment. Woolworths, West Farmers, and Coles each dropped more than 1%. Other notable decliners include Commonwealth Bank with 2%, Macquarie Group with 2%, ANZ Bank with 1.1%, ARB Corporation with 6%, and Ingram's Group with 7.2%. Heavyweight miners also declined on weaker commodity prices, while technology firms mostly gained. In Italy, the FTSE MIB index traded 1% higher at around 27,630 level on Tuesday, partially recovering from the 3 consecutive sessions of losses, supported by a rebound in the technology sector. Tech shares jumped 3.2% this session after having dropped over 5% since the start of the year from expectations of higher interest rates by the Fed and lower stimulus by the ECB, led by Nexi with 3.3% and ST Microelectronics with 2.8%. The luxury goods sector also booked gains, led by Brunello Cucinelli with 7% and Moncler with 2%. Meanwhile, Banca Carriage plunged 11.2% after the Italian Interbank Deposit Protection Fund announced that BPER Banca, with 2.2%, secured exclusive rights to discuss the acquisition with Carriage, dismissing Credit Agricole Italia as a candidate. In United Kingdom, the FTSE 100 rose more than 0.5% on Tuesday after a 0.5% loss in the previous session, boosted by optimism over the UK economic recovery after upbeat retail sales data. While in China, the Shanghai Composite fell 0.73% to close at 3,567, while the tech-heavy Shenzhen Component lost 1.27% to 14,223 on Tuesday, as the market rebound in the previous failed to gain momentum, with consumer-related and technology firms leading the declines. Chinese stocks have had a weak start to the year, prompting the securities regulator to ease investors' nerves by pledging to adopt measures to stabilize the market. Notable decliners include BYD Company with 2.95%, Longji Green Tech with 2.13% losses, Naura Technology with 4.1%, Luxshare Precision with 3.77%, Nidea Group with 2.83%, and Great Wall Motor with 5.95%. In France, the CAC 40 index rose 1.3% to hover around 7,210 on Tuesday, recovering from 3 straight sessions of losses, supported by a rebound in the technology and luxury goods sectors. Tech shares gained 2.3% after falling 9 consecutive sessions due to expectations of tighter monetary policy by the Federal Reserve, led by Capgemini with 2.8% and ST Microelectronics with 2.4%. At the same time, LVMH gained 1.7% after RBC raised its target price to 820 from 785 euros and Kering rose 3.2%. In Japan, the Nikkei 225 index fell 0.9% to close at 28,222, while the broader Topix index shed 0.44% to 1,987 on Tuesday. Japanese electronics manufacturers and chip makers led the declines, with losses from Lasertec 4.62%, Keyence with 7.89%, Tokyo Electron with 3.34%, Mitsui High-Tech with 7.87%, and Renesas Electronics with 2.05%. In South Africa, the FTSE or JSE All-Share Index was up 0.5% to around 74,184 on Tuesday, not far from an all-time high of 75,084 touched on January 5th, mainly lifted by mining stocks, tracking rising prices of gold, iron ore, and platinum. In Europe, European equity markets rose more than 0.5% on Tuesday, recovering from 3 consecutive sessions of losses, led by gains in tech shares and upbeat corporate updates. Tech stocks advanced more than 2%, clawing back some losses from 7-day sell-off. And these are the latest in bonds. In Switzerland, the 10-year government bond yield increased to a 3-year high of 0.034%, while in United Kingdom, it also increased to a 10-week high of 1.161%, while in Italy, it also increased to an 18-month high of 1.365%. And in Germany, the bond yield hovered around 0.04% in the second week of January, its highest level since May 2019. And here's a trivia. The Bitcoin price plunges below 40,000 US dollars as global crypto markets sell off. On Monday, January 10, Bitcoin plunged its price below 40,000 US dollars for the first time since September 2021. The negative record therefore heightened a bear trend that began 6 weeks ago. Today, the lowest price reached during this fall was 39,558 US dollars. The dip saw more than 295 million US dollars liquidated across the entire crypto market in the past 24 hours alone. At the time of writing, the crypto is changing hands at 41,374 US dollars, down 21% so far in 2022. This is one of the worst ever start of the year, as the cryptocurrency registered its biggest weekly drop since early December. Bitcoin price is currently more than 40% down from its all-time high of 69,000 US dollars, which was experienced on November 9. And this is Emmy from Philippines reporting. Thank you very much.